This is Scrapyard Pirate's Life. You're on with Pixie Rain, and this is our second attempt at this. Yeah, okay, good. We got audio now. Yeah, the audio was really bad. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what was up with that. Alright, so we had a really tough time of it this last time. We got hit hard by the pirates. So I think at this point we need to do some repairs. Yeah, I think this time we're going to go ahead and we're going to focus a little bit on repairing, but also, so I'm thinking we're going to go to 4 ice up here. That'll be where we'll set up our base because it's got ice, iron, and there's asteroids. Unless it looks like it's not a good setup, then we'll keep looking. My first instinct is to go to Motherlode Ice, but all there is ice there. There's nowhere to really build a base. I don't want to build a base on something that's not rock. We have that beacon that we found. Actually, it had our indicator on it before, but now it's just says beacon. Makes me wonder if the pirates haven't gotten to it somehow. But I think that might be what's left of the scrap bait. Then we also have this area here. We didn't see anything when we looked besides the one chunk of the ship of that one ship. We might be able to find some salvage that drifted away, and that salvage could be very useful both for our base build and for the repair of the Lupus, which currently we really need to get some repair work done, honestly, because we've got a lot of damage to her, and yeah. So I think the first thing we need to do is we need to get these fires under control. I think that's the first thing we need to do, so let's go ahead and get these fires under control. Alright, get that sparking done. Let's see, is there anything else smoking? Yeah, I'm seeing some fire here somewhere. Where's it at? Alright, that's burning here. Alright, heat vent there has got a problem. Okay, we got some stuff going on there. Wow. Alright, that takes care of that. Looking for any more fire, smoke, yep. Oof.
Meteor storm inbound.
Alright, well at least we saved that cargo container. We'll use that for the base. I don't see any more fires. Alright, we have some weapon systems up and running, that's good. Artillery turrets up. GAT's doing their job on that, that's good. Gotta stay clear of their line of fire though. Don't really want to get hit by my own people. Alright, looks like we've got all the fires under control. Now the rest of it's just going to be repair work. So, I think under these circumstances we can do that. We just need a bridge that is functioning. That's kind of what we need right now, is an actual, like, functional bridge. Wow. And looks like our artillery cannon are just toast. I think maybe might be prudent to set up. Okay, that's smoking. We gotta fix that. Alright, well, that solves that problem. Alright, so I think a single cockpit like this is probably not the best option, but it does the trick at the moment, which is fine. I think I really want like a proper bridge, but the trick is going to be, wow. I might have the materials to build this. And I want to leave this open for a side-mounted system, but I think I think this artillery cannon could be better served in a turret below. I don't think I'll be able to ever get a couple of main guns like that, but we can always reconfigure it later. But in the meantime, I think that we'll leave these areas open for forward. I was thinking torpedoes, maybe. If we can find a gremlin and salvage its missiles, that would work really well. But I do want to keep this area clear for the for a drill. We have a drill down there, and we're going to need it. So it's really important that we keep this area clear for drill. And then let's see here. Let's we do need to build up our double side over here and fix all this up here too. This whole side is open to air and needs to be completely redone and repaired and reassembled properly. We need to get all of this put together. Let's see here. We do need to reconstruct this, and oops, there's a smoking. Oh, that's from the our side-mounted GAT. Yep, we're gonna need to fix that. Fortunately, we still have some sway over on the other side, so I think right now our best options. Looks like we took some hits down here too. Yeah, we got our little cargo pod here that we're using to store some stuff, so we'll go ahead and use that to store those. Oh snap, there's some more smoke. What do we got here? Alright, there we go. I think we're good. So we do have thrust. We have some capabilities. I don't know what our hydrogen status is, but I think it might be prudent for us to drift. We want to head, we need to get the bridge under control first of all. And I think our best option right now is we're going to take this down. And we're going to, as much as I don't want to do it, we're going to put this right where this is. We're going to try to slap this right in front here if we can. I don't know that I'll be able to, but we'll give it a shot. I think what I'll do... Actually, let's go back down over to that aft cargo. And let's go ahead and get some of those metal plates. I'll put a block down below. And let's see here. It doesn't even need to be a solid block. It can just be a partial block. And then we'll put the cockpit right there. It's going to be hard to see. Visibility is going to be very limited. But it'll at least get us moving in the right direction, which is kind of what we want. Oh, whoa, that's ugly. Oh, that's right. In the other game, I was screwing around with that. Alright, no problem. Let's go ahead and we'll just keep with that color scheme right there. We're going to go ahead and go with that. And then we're going to slap that right there. Alright, cool. That'll get... Oh, wait, what's that? Ooh, a private sale. Oh, I'm so tempted to do some piracy right now. And snatch that private sale right out of there, and then I could use its scrap to do the repair work. That would give us some solar panels too for additional charging. But if we do that, we're going to lose out on GNC. How many of these factions are we friendly with? Oh, we still got quite a few. I don't know, who do we got a station for? IDGD. And what is GNC? GNC is Galactic Commerce. I kind of want to go after the PMCs more than the Galactic Commerce. But we could probably get away with... There's some other ones. Yeah, let's go ahead and get our cockpit in place. And we're going to snatch that ship for its... for what it can offer us. I need to get this out of here. Alright, let's go ahead and slap that cockpit right there. And who knows, maybe we'll get lucky and it'll seal up. Alright, there we go. Now we got a cockpit in place. And there we go. Alright, cool. Now where is that thing? Private sale's right down there. Alright. So we're going to go ahead and drop those off. And we're going to get some WEPs first of all. Let's go ahead and drop these off. We do need to get our energy up, so we're going to get our energy up while we're while we are marking its location, because I can hardly talk. Alright, let's go ahead. And we're going to go aft, actually. And go down into here. Alright, we'll have a sit down in here for a second. This is the quickest way for me to be able to get recharged while we're watching that. I don't see it on the marker. It might have warped out already. That's okay if it did. We'll just go to the... continue with the plan to the beacon and the salvage, keeping your eyes open for that stupid thing. Alright. So, do we still have a GNC somewhere in here? No? Really? Ah, it's gone. Well, such as it is. That's okay. It warped out. Probably a smart thing on its part. I was just thinking in terms of like cockpit, solar panels, material. Alright, we're going to rotate this thing slowly in place until we come over to the salvage and scrap bait location, and we're going to go a little high on it. We're going to use ion only and save our hydrogen as much as possible. Alright, so we're going to drift forward. As we drift forward, we're going to go ahead and use our... we're going to do some work on the ship while we're... Oh, if I turn the inertial dampeners off... Ah, yeah, that's... there we go. Not the best idea. Alright, let's get the lupus marker off. Alright. Our dog actual, we're drifting a little closer. Gotta be careful we don't get too close, we'll be about 10 clicks away from, well, I don't even know where the hell they are, so I don't know if I'm close to anything. Alright, now that we're damped to the auto. We're moving along pretty good, gotta keep, see. Alright, let's head back this way and get some work done here. Alright, we're gonna vent the whole place, because honestly, I don't want the air in there right now. Alright, we're all vented. That's good. Now I can get some work done. Okay, so let's see here. We're going to take that out of there because we don't need that. And we're going to take that out. All these things we're going to probably need when we're doing our work. So we're going to take them out and put them in here. Okay, cool. Alright, now let's see what we got down in here. Looks like we got a lot of things. We got cockpits. Ooh, control seat. Okay, good. We'll need that when we put together the bridge. Another cryo station. We got some cargo. We got the drill right there. Yeah, that's going to be nice. We got a lot of cargo pods. All those are going to be really useful when we get back to when we start our base out. Why am I seeing smoke? Alright, what's smoking? I don't know. Alright. Okay, so I'm thinking... I'm thinking this probably comes out to here, and that's probably all going to be heavy weapon. I mean, heavy blocks. That's my guess. Let's take a look. What do we got? These light are heavy. No, they're light. Yeah, they're all light blocks. Okay. Alright, so we need some plates. And we'll need to do all this stuff too. That's heavy plate though. Alright, cool. Oh, we got something smoking over here. What do we got that's smoking? Ah. Alright, oh, we'll fix that. Getting closer, aren't we? Alright, well, keep doing some work here. Alright, so take a few of those. Take some of that. Take some of that. Take a couple of those. Let's see. A couple of those. I should be able to fix most of these conveyor systems. That's basically the essential components of a conveyor system. Alright, cool. That works. Oh, shoot. Ow. That was genius. Oh, I couldn't have done it. I couldn't have done that any stupider. Alright, let's go here. We got a kill satellite and we're closing on it really quickly. And I don't have time to even go for my bag. Alright, let's turn these dampeners on. I'm going to come to a slow stop and let that kill satellite sit where it's at. Okay, we're going to do a quick rotational burn. This will slow us really fast. One more rotation. And we'll keep rotating like this. This allows us to use all the engines to slow down. Watching that location of the ship there, we don't want to keep spinning and keep slowing. Alright, now we're gonna come to a slow stop. Braking, 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 braking. Alright. Now we're going to come to a stop, and once we do, we're going to go on the Z-axis and drop down. Because we are not prepared for an attack with one of those things. So we're dropping down on the Z-axis. I'll go up and get my body here in a minute. Right now I just want to get below the axis of that satellite. I mean, we'll fight if we have to, but right now the best option is to be out of the way of those guys. Alright, we're going to stay on the Z-axis as we drift down. And that also lines us up on the scrapyard area. Only 13 clicks away from the beacon, we can do that. I think I gave it a little too much. Let's angle upwards. There we go, we can use all of our thrust. Come to a gradual stop. Power's doing pretty good. If we want to do a crash stop, we can always kick on the hydrogen. Alright, so weapon systems. We do still have an artillery cannon that we can use as a forward weapon. I'm looking for it on here though. Don't see it. Oh, there it is. Alright. Alright, so it stopped. So that's good. Alright. So I want to, want to go out there and get my body. We'll mark this as ship 1. Alright, that looks good. Let's do ship 1. Alright, where's my body at? Alright, it's way up there. We're gonna go up and get it right now. Okay, it looks like the kill satellite stopped its maneuvering towards the ship, so that's good. I don't know if they detected us or not, but we're gonna find out, I'm sure. Get up here and get my body. I don't want to miss out. Whoa, snap. Get back here, you. I want those tools I had. Alright, cool. Yeah, it's going away now. Good. Alright, so let's head out to the search location here. Be mindful of our hydrogen. I think we're going to arc over here and go to the beacon. Yeah, let's go over here. That must be part of their search cordon. Go to the beacon here and see what we got over here. Oh shoot, what is that? Oh crap. Yeah, we don't want it. Nope. Oh, damn. Okay. Recovery salvage data. Delta. Wow, there's a lot of pirate activity over here all of a sudden. Okay, there's some salvage over there that they've got. There's a round beacon down there. There's this round beacon there. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to... I don't think there's anything at scrap bait. So we're going to take that off of the marker here. Salvage 6 and scrap bait's going to go dark. I haven't checked that out. That's really close though. I'm really nervous about going after that. I don't know what that is down there. Alright, well, let's check out the round beacon. Oh man. I'm so nervous to go over where that is though, because it's really close to where that... Wait a minute. Isn't that my... Oh, those bastards! They're at my motherlode ice! Wow, I'm glad I didn't go there right away. Because that would have really been bad. Okay, guys, I think what we're going to do... Frickin' hell. Torn. There's the salvage up there that they're doing. There's the round beacon. I have no weapons. So I think... Oh hell, let's go to the beacon. I do want to... Let's turn off our broadcasting beacon, so at least maybe we won't get picked up by anything. If anything comes for us, we will hightail it real fast. We still have some weapon systems, so... And we've got 30% fuel. If this is part of the scrapyard, our scrap bait, then we might be able to get some material from it, I think. At least maybe some supplies or something. Alright, let's see what's in this beacon. If I remember right, it was near some asteroids if I recall, but it might have been drifting. What do we see here? What is it? Wow, it's so small. I don't see anything else moving. So we might be able to slip in real quick. And then slip out. Unless my marker is absolutely... Yeah, my marker isn't any good. So whatever it is drifted away, or been salvaged, or destroyed. Alright. Oh, we're going to kill that beacon then. That leaves us with the salvage data. I am not going anywhere near that. And then there's this down here. Let's go check out the round beacon and then we can head back. Unless this is the round beacon that I used to have, that I saw, and maybe the pirates took it over. But what? Unless they're marking it for scrap. Well, it looks pretty big. This is where I wish I was in a ship that had a camera. Like a little fighter or something. That's why we need a small fighter for reconnaissance purposes. Okay, we're getting within the range for guns, so we'll see if it starts shooting at me. Because they may have in place like small cannons or something on it, you never know. Of course, it could be wrong, it could just be a base or station. Oh, nothing's shooting at me, that's a good sign. I don't know what that is over there, but... Well, we're within range of any guns that they have on there, I think, so... What do we got? Oh yeah, there is a gun on there. I see it on the left side. Alright, this does look like some salvage. Okay, I don't... Oh, this is part of scrap bait. Holy crap! That's part of the bridge right there. This is the whole side of scrap bait. And there's a gun right there. Alright, let's see, what's the gun? Alright, we're gonna hack the gun. Alright, now we should be owning this gun. Which should provide us with some cover in case something comes lurking. If it's got weapons. Looks like I still own a few things on here, so that's good. Do you got... I got 9 boxes of ammo in there. Good. So we got some cover now. So what do we got here that we... Well, first of all, I want this beacon gone. Alright, looks like we got a pirate battery and a beacon. Alright. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to disable this beacon so that it's not on their network.
Inventory full.
And... Okay, so we have a hydrogen nozzle. That's good replacement for that. Now, I don't... And we've got some bridge parts here. Okay. I don't see any cargo pods, though. Just conveyors and stuff like that. So... I don't think this is worth bringing scrap bait over. Oh, there's a burning one here. But it is worth... It is potentially worth grabbing all this as salvage. Oh, there's the teeth right there. So this is part of the mouth. Part of the front portion. That was probably one of the 2 thruster assemblies. Wow, she split right down the middle. That's mad. Alright. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and mark this as a salvage marker. and then we're going to start doing salvage runs to and from it. Hopefully, we're going to call this salvage 1. No. Let's call it salvage 2, because this is the second salvage location we found with regards to that battle. And then we're going to go ahead and change the marker color to be this. And I am going to turn Motherlode Ice into a red marker because, honestly, she's not friendly. That's where apparently the scimitar is hanging out. So we're going to turn that red so that we can at least remember that that is not good now. Oh, wow, what's that? Achilles' Yard. What the hell is that? Oh, they better not have built a shipyard there, or that. Oh man, oh, I hate these pirates. Okay, okay, focus, focus, focus. All right, we need to get these. We're gonna get these thruster assemblies back to the lupus. That's the first. Oh wait, we can't because we still have materials. That's right. We're carrying all this stuff. All right, no problem. Let's see if we can repair whatever needs repairing, and we can top it off.
Energy low.
That'll, I know, energy is low. We're gonna have to get back sooner than later, but I'm thinking, wait a minute, why am I worried? I could build a chair right here and recharge. Alright, so we're gonna recharge. So here's my plan. We'll go in here, we're gonna take out the most important salvage first, zip back there, and we're gonna go back and forth. And that's what we're gonna do. This is recovery part 1. And I know some of those are probably heavy armor, if I recall correctly. Yes, they are. So something like this should easily provide me with enough material to be able to at least get the grids back up on that. Yeah, okay, good. Alright, so let's go ahead and we have 1 thruster assembly we're going to take. And we have 2 thruster assemblies we're going to take. Oh, crap. And we're going to dump this scrap because that is not important. These, however, are important.
Inventory full.
I don't want the scrap.
Inventory full.
What do I have too much of? Well, I know the interior plates are not part of that. Well, oh yeah, I did have leftover grid though. Alright, that works. Okay, so where is my... Okay, ship 1. Well, alright, let's get back to the ship. 13 clicks. We'll get those installed right away. We'll use those, fill in some of the holes in our thruster assemblies. Have to keep our eyes open for a gremlin, because that's how we're going to replace a lot of our hydrogen thrusters. Then we gotta keep our eyes open for civilian shipping and pirate freighters, because that's how we're going to get the other part of it. And that is going to be the goal. And I think for extended salvage operations, we're probably going to want to go with using something that's a little bit more survivability-wise, and that in terms of... okay, how many thrusters did I have on this side? I thought it was 3 on each side. Yeah, it's 3 on each side, so we're good to go. For the small thrusters on the sides, there. How are we looking on the bottom here? We've got 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we're good on that side too. We, however, do not have our forward thrusters, which is not okay. So let's go ahead and get a forward thruster here. Alright. And let's get a forward thruster here. Alright. Okay, there's one. And there's 2. And what do we got left over for parts? We got a few other parts. Alright, so let's go ahead and hop in here. Oh wait, we're not going to be able to hop in there for oxygen. I think we're going to hop in here. You know what we're going to get? We're going to go back here and get an oxygen tank. That's what we're going to do. Armories have oxygen and hydrogen tanks, but we're going to go back here. We're going to take one of those while we're at it. Now let's go down here to the O2 tanks. Large industrial. Well, we're going to drop off this, this, and this, and this. We're going to grab 10 of those. That way we can get that up and running. And we're going to grab 10 of those. Actually, you know, we're going to grab 30 of those. 20 of those. 20 of those. 20 of those. So we can set up a connector with the other one. And then I'm trying to think what was the other thing we needed on that. I don't remember. And then we're going to come down here to, where is my O2 tanks? Oh, okay. Well, guess we're going to have to go to the lockers for these things then. Alright, and for this locker, we're going to take those 2 there. Alright, cool. Alright, let's go ahead and head out and get some work done. I have to fix my supply room too. Alrighty, so we're going to go ahead and finish this off. Ah, metal grids. That's what we needed for that. Actually. It's more important that we get this up than having that be gridded up. Alright, now this is going to be... Get this... Alright, cool. Why is that not burning? Well, it should be burning. Why is that not burning? Must be a break in the link there somewhere. Well, I'm not sure why that's not lit, but... Oh, probably because... No? Really don't know, but that's okay. Alright, so we're going to go down here. First of all, we're going to go to the hydrogen... Let's see, hydrogen thrusters. We're going to go to that. And then we're going to zip down here, and there should be a hydrogen thruster, yeah. There's a hydrogen. The new hydrogen thrusters will have to be added to that group so that we can turn them off. We'll turn them on, then we'll turn them off. Alright, so let's see. We've got 1 and 2. On, off. Oh, wait. Save. On, off. Alright, so that should be good to go. Yep, okay, good. Alright, cool. And then we're going to go ahead and throw this in here. I probably should also snatch up a weapon, because I do not know what kind of situation we're going to be dealing with here. So let's go ahead and jump up here and get inside and get a weapon from the armory. Wow, really? I gotta get rid of. I don't have any weapons. Deke on it. Alright, well, for. Good gravy. Alright, well, let's produce some weapons then. Not from the survival kit, we're using the assembler. Alright, I want one of those. And I want 10 rounds of that. Alright, now I have a weapon. Okay, let's head to salvage 2. And let's see what else we can grab. I'm going to try to keep the weapon system there and the battery there as long as possible. I'll try to make those be the last things that I'll take. So I think what we'll do is we'll connect them with a single block, and then the rest of it we'll just shave down. We can use all the components. It seems like we have a lot in storage, but once we get the ship repaired and get to a wait a minute. Did I turn off the mother load? Yeah, I did. Okay, good. All of a sudden I got nervous. I thought maybe that thing moved to a different spot, and then that's not going to be good. Okay. Alright, so yeah, we're going to grind down everything except for we'll make that like a center line on that, and I think that's going to work really well for us. Alright, so let's go ahead and get this, we'll grab the scrap too. A lot of this heavy armor is going to make it for a pretty tedious run. So I think what I'll do is, I think what we should probably do is set up, first of all, I'm going to go ahead and clear this off and then run a straight box across. Then we'll set up little storage lockers. 1 and 2. And then make like a little salvage station of sorts. Okay, now, do I have enough materials? I don't. I need construction components, which I'll get from this. Okay, so now what we're going to do, this will make it exponentially easier. We'll set up, let's do yellow boxes with stripes. I wish they did the paint so that you could actually like see stripes on the when you do this. But we're going to go over here to the production. And see, the reason why you do this is so that you have some storage capabilities while you're doing your salvage, so that the stuff is all tidied up and ready to go, and it makes it a lot faster. We're gonna need more construction components for that though. And that's on that side. Okay, good. Alright, cool. So that'll give us 1, 2, and then we've got the beginnings of a 3rd. Alright, cool. So what we're going to do is we're going to drop all the materials we need to in this one. And see how that fills it up? And then we have this one filled up when we do that. And that allows us to get a little work done on here without having to worry about to go back and forth. And it still won't despawn because it's still under power. I gotta keep a wary eye out though. Actually, I need the comps from there. There we go. Alright, cool. Now, I knew Scrapyard had to have more stuff to it. I knew this thing was too tough to be completely destroyed. But there sure isn't a lot left.
Inventory full.
Oh, inventory's full.
Energy low.
All this material is going to be so nice. Wow. I think it might behoove us to do another cargo right on this side here. And maybe we'll do another one on this side too. And we'll do one right here. Actually, this is where we're going to put the chair. Alright. Yeah, I think there's an argument to be had for having a fighter or small grade salvage ship or something, just because, and plus I'm thinking if we had a salvage vessel, we could also use it for, we could use it for reconnaissance, but more importantly, we could also use it to come here and fill up, and we could carry a whole lot more. Alright, let's go ahead and get this. Now, you might be thinking, well, why doesn't she just bring that ship over? Well, if I bring the ship over, it will attack the battery. She doesn't like batteries of enemy grids. She tends to kill them. I'd have to hack the battery to ensure that that she doesn't obliterate this thing. Especially after the beating that Lupus took. She's not too keen on pirates right now, really. And just for fun, I wonder, is this a static grid or is this a mobile grid? We're going to convert to station. And we're going to make this Gatling turret not target stations, but target large ships. Because now this is a station, it's not going to target that battery, but it will target the pirate ship if that ship shows up. Which is exactly what I want it to do. Because if they want their salvage so bad, I'm going to make them pay for it. In triplicate with tax. After the hurt they put on our faction, they really need to, like, get hit hard. Alright, so we're full up on all these except for this one. And I suspect once I do this, yep, it'll be full up too, so go ahead and hit this. So that pretty much grinds up everything that we got on here. So we're going to go ahead and grind this down too.
Full.
Alright, now we're good. We're not going to salvage the beacon. We're not salvaging any of this stuff. It's just scrap. We will salvage, however, this Gatling gun because we could always use another weapon system. Alright, so now we are down to the back and forth. We don't even have any kind of small ship right now. But whatever we do with that, it's going to depend on where we take and set up our base. I think we still have that Cerberus ship there. That'll get us some ion drives. We could probably salvage the batteries off of it. I don't know that it has any other command systems on board, but we do have cockpits, so we should be able to get ourselves a nice little small grid ship, both a fighter and be able to get the other. And I'm pretty sure we could build a defense drone, which I think at this point defense drones would be very, very good to have. I'm really surprised we haven't been harassed by drones yet, as close as we are to the enemy. So I'm not gonna be upset about that at all. Like, no way. Although I'd really like to see that shipyard. I'm not pushing that either. Alright, closing, 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 closing. Alright, and up we go. Let's get up here, we'll get this material offloaded and get a charge up on our suit. We also need to have our breakfast for the morning. We haven't had breakfast. So let's go ahead and get that set up too. And actually, you know what we're going to do? We're going to actually apply this directly to the ship. We'll get a little bit of that action going on. And let's see, what else do we have that's injured? We've got these thruster assemblies. They can use the material, so we'll use that. You know, get some of this repair work done, you know. Alright. Another thruster already built. Okay, that's repaired. Getting further along on that. Good to go. Alright.
Energy critical.
Oh, energy's critical. Alright, let's go ahead and get in here and come in here and have a sit down. So I think we're getting pretty good. We're getting further along on this. It's working really nicely. I think what we're going to do is we're going to continue with this salvage mission. As much as I would prefer to be closer than 13 clicks, I gotta maintain my distance so that that destroyer and whatever other vessels are over there on that yard, which I'm gonna assume is a shipyard, what they got going on. So we're gonna jump down here and we're gonna toss our resupply in here. And there we go. Just like that. And to maximize the space, I'm going to put this in here too. I mean, it's only a little bit, but still, a little bit counts. Alright, back to salvage, to the salvage 2. And to conserve our hydrogen, we are going to drift with backpack off. Being mindful of any kind of drones. Do we see a drone? We're out of there. We'll head back to the ship under the umbrella of all those GATs and autocannons. I mean, she's injured. She's really wounded, but she's not out of the battle. Not by a long shot. But against another capital ship, I don't know. She doesn't have her main guns. Her other artillery is 50%, and she's got a giant hole. So she's got a few holes in her. So those will have to be patched up. Which is why I had this idea that when we get to the start building the asteroid base, we're going to build a giant platform and land her on it, and then we can convey power from her to the base to activate the power on the grid while we're building the base. And that's what I'm thinking. I think that would be smart. Alright, so here we go. We'll start by grinding this down. That's going to take up a lot of storage as it is. Alright, and then there we go, just like that. It seems slow and tedious, but that's what we're doing. Back and forth. I'd build a little, you know what I should do? We should take this opportunity and build the framework of a small ship, honestly. And we could use a couple of those, we could salvage some ion drives from the Lupus to utilize as that, and then we could tear this battery apart and use that battery as a baseline to build the batteries. All we need is power cells. We could build a pretty basic ship that way. There's no cargo pods on here, but we have cargo pods on board ship. I think that might not be a bad idea, really, honestly. I don't know that I want something that's going to be like really bulky, but something that can act as a salvage ship, possibly even like a fighter if we need it to. We could put the GAT on it. Kind of like that idea. I really do. We could have plenty of cargo capacity if we put two regular and one industrial cargo, or just put like 3 cargo pods on there. We could do that. I've always really liked the side-by-side modular cargo design, especially for a transport vessel, but it gets very bulky and very heavy. So, I don't know. Alright, that takes care of that. Checking around for stuff on the outside here. Dropping down below. Alright, well, I think we're doing pretty good. Alright, let's go ahead and shift that over. But I like that idea, I really do. It would sure make salvage like this a lot easier. The question is what would I use for a baseline? I mean, that's really the trick, is if we use a baseline for like a small modular cargo container, we could build the ship around that, I guess. Make it sleek, low lying, and just use that one cargo container as the core. And that would actually work for a salvage / fighter too. Keep it high speed. I mean, the cargo capacity would be a lot lower, but that's not so bad. It's not necessarily a bad thing. Alright, coming into the... we should be able to clear at least one of those crates and bring that back. The other question is where would we start that? And we need a connector. And therein lies the challenge. What connector? Don't think we have spare connectors. We might, though. Wow, I got a little exuberant. Alright, there we go. Back to the ship we go. Yeah, I like that idea a lot, actually. If we did a sleek design like that, we could actually use the fighter cockpit, too. Yeah, I do like that idea. And it could be a fast attack slash scouting slash put some basic salvage in it. Not like a Ripper vessel. We could have a separate Ripper vessel, but this could also function as a drone if we wanted it to. I like that. And we could use my solar panel wing designs I like to use so much. I like that. I think that's what we're going to build. But we're going to need a connector. I don't want to connect it via the aft because we're going to use it as a drone. So we're going to actually want to set up a connection system on the opposite side, but have that be a flight system instead. I don't know that we have a connector in here, though. We'll take a look. Oh, shoot, 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 shoot. Oh, good gravy. That was so close. Almost crashed. Alright, that's up. Let's see here what else we got that needs to be up. Let's see. What else? What other kinds of repair work do we need? I don't have any thruster assemblies, so that is going to be a wait and see, or use for something else. We're going to go ahead and dump more material into here. It doesn't leave much. So we do have a connector right here. But that connector we were going to actually put there for like a real purpose, so. But then we also have this connector here too. What's in this connector? Nothing. Alright. So I think if we take this connector here, which is nearly complete, and we use this connector to build the ship. So say we're going to build the ship. We're going to put it on, let's see here. Let's see, we could put a block there. Where is it possible to put a block? Not there. Oh, we could put a block right there and build it right off of there and just have that be our construction location. I kind of like that, actually. Because then we could open up the door. Yeah, that's actually really cool. I like that. That's good. That's real good. That's a good spot for that. Alright, so let's go ahead and, oh, we're going to change the color scheme here. Let's go with a light colored battered armor. And we're going to do a small grid landing gear. Alright, so we're going to leave that there. And then we're going to in this container here, we're going to drop that, and that. Okay. And then we're off to go get more salvage. And then when we come back, we'll use that salvage to begin the construction of our fighter. We'll come off at a block and then angle over, and then we'll set up the grid, the connector, and that'll be the first part. And then we're going to save this other small grid connector in one of the storage containers up above, because we're going to have two connectors, and so therefore that's going to be for the other ship as well. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah. Actually, we should put, there's a rotor on the bottom. I think the rotor down below should have a small grid connector. And then we could put the salvage on there while we're doing this construction work. I think that might be actually smarter.
Energy low.
Energy's low, so when we come up in here, we're going to go ahead and do a charge. There's the seat. Perfect. Alright, let's have a sit down. We could probably do the construction right here actually, but that would be counterproductive because some of the materials we need to salvage are at the Lupus. Alright, so let's go ahead and finish salvaging off of this particular box. Alright, let's get the rest of this. Alright, and back to the ship we go. Yeah, I like this idea because we can center the container, the storage container, on the actual connector. And then we could put the cockpit on the other end of that. And then we could leave the back end open with a hatch so we can access it. Oh, I like this. This is really looking like a really good idea. Put a gun turret on the top, put some forward-facing weapons on the front, solar panels on the sides. Yeah, I like this. We'll elevate the gun turret because we want to put some other stuff on top too. I want the gun turret to be flush. I want an H2O2 gen, and probably a hydrogen engine would be smart too. But, oh, we need to have a place for batteries. That's really the other key. Well, with solar panels, we'll have some sort of power, so that will be good. Alright, so let's go zip down here to our little construction yard. Alright, so first order of business, let's get this landing gear set up. Alright, and it is locked because it is green. Outstanding. This is my best, like, location to do this with, like, for real. Alright, so we got that. Now, I'm going to put this as the, we're going to put that actually, let's put this where the cockpit's going to be. Because then we'll have, yeah. Okay, so that's where the cockpit's going to be, and then let's go to the, we're going to do the connector. It's going to be next, so that's going to be right here. Now, I don't know. Man, if I do it down below. See, if I do the connector here, it'll be at the level of the landing gear, which is okay. But if I do it there, then that means I'm going to have to put the landing gear literally right onto the fuselage. So what I think I might do is put an extension there. A conveyor frame. Really? Wow, it's not going to let me do it. Evil, evil, positively evil. Alright, no problem. Let's get the production, and we'll get the cargo pod we're going to use. Now that I can put here. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and run this out all the way. Alright, so let's go ahead and get the cargo pod in place. And then that will allow me to put the extender where it needs to go. Alright, so here's where the extender's gonna go, right there. Alright, then we're gonna put the connector here. Alright, so we got the connector there, we got a landing gear in front of it, so if we do land on the ground, it's not gonna be a problem. And then we've got our cargo pod there, and then this is where the cockpit is going to go here. And we'll use a fighter cockpit. Right there, like so. Alright, good to go. Long and slender. That's what we wanted. Yep. And then we are going to do... Now we got batteries that need to go on here, so we could probably put the batteries on either side of the sides here. There is a small connector port, but I think a battery would go good right here. So we get 2 warfare batteries, one on the port and starboard side. So one right here. And, yeah. One right there, right on the dot. And one right there. Okay, we got the 2 deals there on either side. Looking good. Nice flat profile. Nice flat profile. And we're going to put this ring up there, like so. That's where the GAT's going to go, so we're going to go ahead and set that in place too. We're going to pull it from the other, from that salvage, and then we'll have a primary weapon system at least that'll keep, keep our back covered while we're out doing what we're doing. Oh, wow, Gatling turret Type 2. I haven't used that before. What else we got? Rocket turret Type 2, assault cannon turret, auto cannon, Gatling turret. Oh, I want to try this one out. We're going to do something new. We're going to do that. She's kind of stumpy and short. I feel kind of like almost like that needs to be like right on top, like flush with the cockpit. Yeah. I feel like if we're going to do that, it needs to be like right there. Yeah. That looks good. That looks real good. We'll go with that. Alright, and we got our cargo pod right here. So we have our access point in the back that we can get to. And actually, you know what we could do? We could put a second cargo pod right back here. Like a regular medium cargo pod right on the back here. And if we did that, we could put it like this. And then with that, we could put the access point in the back right here, and that would give us a place to put thrusters, a hydrogen engine if we want, whatever we want to put on the back there. And it does give it a little bit more length, a little bit more cargo capacity. I like that. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and find the, where's the door? There's the door. Okay, cool. And that'll go right on there, so that covers that up. Good to go. Alright. Looking good, looking good, looking good. So let's go ahead and get this welded up here. And then, let's see here. We haven't transferred the cargo over, so let's go ahead and get this set up. Alright, and then we'll keep this, actually, you know what we're going to do with this one? Let's go ahead and angle that. There we go. Alright, so that works out really nicely. We don't need to have an underbelly type of setup there. Alright, cool. That's nice. That works out really well. I don't have a... I should probably put, like, a doorway...
Energy low.
like a little control panel here, too, for that. Okay, now, we have not salvaged that, so we don't do that. And we've got... God, we got everything we need right there. Except for thrusters and gyros. Let's see here. We can go ahead and put, let's put some gyros on here. Definitely get, oh, that's a reactor. Never thought about that. Well, if I find a reactor to salvage, I was thinking in terms of gyros. There we are. There's a gyro right there. Gonna go ahead and put one, and we'll put two right there. Okay. And then right there is where we're gonna, well, I feel like there should be something there. Well, we'll see. We'll see what that is. We'll go ahead and light armor block that location there. And then we want to have antennas, and we want to have an ore detector, because you always have an ore detector. And we're going to need blocks. AI blocks, stuff like that. So actually, that's probably where we should put the recorder block, honestly. That's going to have to be the recorder block. I want AI blocks because this could potentially be used as a drone. So let's do a recorder block, and that is a rear panel, right? Good, boom. And then in the back here is where we'll put the other AI blocks. So we have a flight move block. Wait, are we out of steel plates? Nope. Why is it red? I should be able to put that there. Oh, interior plate. Okay. Alright, well, we'll do those later then. Alright then, let's go ahead and give these guys as much as they need.
Energy critical.
Ruh-roh. Alright, well, energy needs have been called, so we're going to go ahead and dump this salvage here. Drop this off in here, and then we're going to jump over here, and it looks like our O2 is running low too, so we better swap out our tanks. So we're going to go have a sit down, charge up, swap out our O2 tanks, and then we're going to jump back into it again. We'll jump over there and get the rest of it, but first, let's get the salvage in place and see what we got going on. We don't have much more longer on this episode, so we're going to keep on trucking. Hopefully the enemy will keep their ugly mitts away. So let's go ahead and go back here and see about getting some O2 here. Let's see. I'm gonna jump down here to the O2 tank. Large industrial stuff, lockers. Ah, here we are. O2 tank. Alright, now we got some O2. Still got plenty of hydrogen left. You don't use a lot of it when you're in space. You use a lot when you're on a planet, though. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and come out of here. And I think we need to grab our cockpit. And then we're going to grab our storage. Is there anything in here? Aha, there is. Okay. Is there anything in this one? No. Alright, so we'll take this one. Is there anything in this one? Oh, that's an H2O2 gen. Well, we'll need that too. Let's see, is there anything in this one? No. Alright, we'll take this one too. Alright, S2 cargo. And do I see any kind of... I don't think we have. We got a lot of control spaces in here. A couple of hydrogen engines. We'll take one for the ship. Got a drill. We're not drilling today. And we're not going planetary with this one, so Although it would be an interesting one to go planetary with, but we can retrofit that. We do, however, want to get our... Where is it? Connector from in between here. What we're going to do is we're actually going to put the connector, and then we're going to put another connector on it, and that other connector is just going to be there for fun. So we're going to put the other connector up here, and the reason why is because I don't want to lose it for the next build, but it also can function as additional storage if we wanted to, and that's kind of useful. So we're just going to go ahead and put that right there. That's fine. Alright, cool. So now we can go ahead and build up our storage and our cockpit. So here's our cockpit. Here's our storage. We're going to need some power cells for the batteries, so we have some energy. I need more interior plates for that. Alright, cool. Now the rest of this material that we have here, we're going to just drop inside of here. Or actually, no, we're not. We're going to fix our... We're going to do this first. And then we'll do this one up here. Alright, now that used up a lot of material. Alright, so the material we have left will be used for different things in this construction. So we're going to go ahead and drop it off in here. And then we need to get power cells. So let's go see if we can find some power cells. Wow. Well, there's a few there. Let's see if we can find some more in here. Alright, we're going to sit tight for just 1 second. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Thank you so much for waiting. You know how? Oh, wait, there's a mining hauler, but it's space pirates. We don't want that. Alright, so I'm looking to see if there's any other... Do we have any other batteries in any other storage containers? Not seeing anything in our inventories anywhere. No. Wait, no. No, I don't see anything. Oh, it just means we'll have to go and manufacture some. No problem. Let's go to assembler 2, and we're going to go with 20 more batteries. Oh, crap. I did 20 of those. No, I wanted 20 batteries. There we go. And then we'll drop down here to the assembler. Collect 10 batteries. That gives me 48. That's enough. Yeah, don't you dare come any closer, hauler. Alright, 20. And 20. So when I salvage that to over there, it's going to be like that. That's what it's going to be like. And I'm going to go ahead and hold on to these 8 cells, and we'll put some backup batteries in here. Alright, so at this point, let's head back to salvage. See, here's what I'm thinking too. With a reconnaissance ship like this, we can put a camera on the front, and that would allow us to see things far away without getting close enough to aggro or trip them or make them angry or mess with them. I was thinking too, it might be, I don't know that we could do that. No, I was thinking about putting like missile launchers, reloadable launchers, but we really can't do that on this ship because the only ones we can do that are inside of a large grid link. Because those missiles, they just don't do that. They won't travel through the grid. Wow, I am thirsty. Okay. Some good salvage though. Makes me wonder what other kind of salvage is out here left over from the ship, or if that was the only one. Alright, let's get the rest of this salvage. I think for the next couple episodes, this is basically what we're going to be doing. But now, once we get this ship set up, then we can use this ship to go get the salvage, and then we can move the Lupus over to where our base is to provide security for the base. Alright, let's go ahead and...
Energy low.
Uh-oh. Alright, let's go sit down. Okay, we've got recover... Space Pirate Recover Salvage Delta, whatever that is. Yeah, I don't even see that freighter anymore. Probably left. Probably doing its little lane thingy that it does. I notice traffic's kind of gotten a little easier lately, so that's okay. Alright, let's see what's in here. Alright. Off we go, back to the ship. We'll have to tear down one of the thruster assemblies. Oh, excuse me. My apologies if you guys heard that, but my stomach is having itself a field day, that's for sure. Alright, so back to the Lupus we go. We're going to finish working on this ship. We've got to think of a name for it. Not sure what we can name it. She's a recon ship. Capable of doing light salvage work, light mining work, I suppose. But it's more of like a long-range fighter of sorts. Okay, now, since we do have... Well, first of all, let's go ahead and utilize the material we have for what's been built. For starters, so that means getting this up. Alright, and let's go ahead and get the... Alright, and then that. Okay, cool. And we'll get this finished off. Alright, cool. So it's starting to come together. It's starting to look a little bit more like a ship. That's good. Got a little ways to go though. But that's okay, you know, this is how it goes, you know, this is how you do it. It's how it happens, everybody. This is the deal. Okay. So, let's see here. We have interior plates, so we can get the rest of the AI components put in place at least. Now we can do a flight controller, or we can do a remote control. I think I'm going to go with a flight move block. So let's go ahead and rotate that. F for front. Alright, and then let's go ahead and set up a defensive combat block on one side. And then on the other side, we're going to do an offensive combat block. Bam. And then we need task blocks and stuff like that. So I suppose we could put them right there. Basic task block. And then on this side here, we're going to go ahead and do, this is where we got to do an event controller or something like that. So let's go ahead, or actually we'll do a timer. Let's see, automation. We need a timer. I think it's all the same no matter how you put it. Okay, timer block. And then let's see here. Can't do a timer block there. And I don't know that I need another timer block, but let's go ahead and put one in here just to be safe. Okay, another timer block, because we got one for landing, one for taking off. And we might need a third timer block for something else, so. Can't have too many timer blocks, and it doesn't hurt to have timer blocks and event controllers when you're doing something automated anyway. Alright, get all this stuff in place. I mean, when I'm flying it, I don't need it, but I might want to go autopilot or something, you never know. Alright, at least we can get the interior plates in place. Alright, cool. Alright, so that puts that in place, and the rest of this we really don't need, not for this ship. Let's see, so we're going to actually put all this stuff up in this box here because this is the location where we'll probably be doing most of the construction work anyway. So that's good, except it's full. That's how it goes. Alright, well, fine, we'll put you in here then. At least until that's full, right? Now I thought about putting a, I don't know. I thought about either that or a cryostasis chamber in the back, which is actually a really cool idea because if we do that, then we have a save location, and there's something to be said about that. But I didn't really design it for a cryopod in the back. But I do love the idea of a cryopod in your little recon ship, you know. But no, not in this. Not for this one. This one's going to be like that, real sleek and nice. Now let's go ahead and see about getting some engines in this thing. So the question is where can we spare an engine that we can replace later? You know, that's the question. Well, let's see. I think probably in the aft thrust category, we might be able to get away with a lack of an engine on this side, maybe, or this side. Yeah, let's do this one. And whatever parts we don't use, we can use that to repair one of the other aft engines that's already assembled. Alright, so let's go ahead and take that out of there. And we'll come down here. And let's go ahead and set this up. Now, I thought about doing a large, like a large kind of thruster. That would definitely give me some forward power, but if we did that, we'd have to deal with the fact that we would need to have a lot of reverse thrust. So, I don't know. For one, I'm definitely putting, let's see. Well, let's see. We'll rotate this in place, and we're gonna put one. Let's see. We could put it here. We're gonna put a solar panel wing on this thing, so it wouldn't be a bad thing to have these things on an arc below it, like 1, 2. Have those two there, and then run armor plate up from there. And we're going to put that there, and we can just put a steel plate over the front of that. And that would protect it. And that'd give us 2 on that side. 1 and 2 on that side. And if we did it this way, then we could rotate that in place, drop it down, and go 1, 2 vertical. And then if we did that, it would block out, no, it wouldn't block out anything. 2, 1, 2. Okay, and then on the back side of this one, 1, 2, which would give us a sideways thrust on that. And we could always fill that in with block on the grid. And then to continue our 4 on the side. And then we'll do 8 in the back and 4. Let's see, we're left, right. We need to go up and down though too. We need vertical thrust. So for a vertical thrust, where are we going to put that at? Well, we could do the vertical thrust right. Vertical thrust right there? Yeah, we could. 1, 2. Well, what about back here? We could always do a vertical thrust in the aft section right back here too. Oh, wait a minute. What about back, literally back here? Yeah, why not? We got a hole here. So let's do vertical thrust. Well, yeah. We'll want it spread out, so we'll just do like this. 1, 2. And where does that other one at? Right there. And then we'll put one right in front of this one. That works. Vertical thrust, okay. And then that leaves the back area here. 1. And we're going to do 8 thrust on the back of this, so. One, 2, 3, and let's do just like that. That gives us a pretty good roundabout good thrust capability.
Energy low.
That's where we'll put our trip batteries back there. That's perfect. This is going to be working out really well. Because remember, I set aside those things for the trip, for those special emergency batteries. Now we still have our forward batteries to worry about. Let's see, do we have enough for the trip tanks? No, we don't. Now we still have to do forward. Do we have, oh, we don't have any of those either. Alright, so what we're going to do here, since we're running low on energy, we're going to hop in here and have a sit down. We're going to get some metal plates and materials because I want to make those batteries with the power cells left. We've got the materials inside of the ship, so we'll just use the materials that we have left over from our salvage in there, and we're going to make those trip batteries. We'll put those in the aft section there, and that'll work really well. So let's go ahead and get in here, and we're going to set those up. So let's go ahead and get in here, get this, and we're going to grab those. Alright, so we've got, we still have more thrusters to put in. We need the forward braking thrusters. So I'm thinking they will go really well right here. 1, and 1 there, 1 there. That's 1, 2. And we'll go 1 there, and 1 there. And that'll give us 4 braking thrusters right there. So let's go ahead and get those in place. Alright, now we have our braking thrusters, we have our all direction thrusters, and now we just need to put the batteries in here that I intend to hold the grid so that it doesn't disappear, because they do that sometimes, and nobody wants this grid to disappear once we save the game. Let's go ahead and set that there, 1, 2, and then we'll put another 2 more back here on this side. 1, oh wait, 2. Okay, cool. Okay, the grid is now powered, so it's not going to disappear. It also means that we can recharge in the in the cockpit if we want. See? Boom. Alright, we're in the cockpit. Nice. Snazzy. Alright, this is going to be really nice when we're out here dusting up with these guys. What the heck? We got 2 mining haulers now. Makes me wish we could just take them out, but we can't. So the rest of this material we're just going to dump in here. Actually, those thrusters we really don't need. So we're going to go ahead and use those thrusters to see if we can repair some of these already damaged thrusters. So let's see. Where are you, damaged thruster? Well, there's one right there. Alright, and that took care of all of it. Yep, that thruster just sucked it all up, just like it was thirsty. That's okay. Alright, so we got that in place. Now we're going to go ahead, head out, and get the rest of the salvage. I want to get the salvage taken care of this episode before we call it quits. So we're going to go ahead and highball it out here, and then... Uh-oh, what's that? Another kill satellite. Nice. They're everywhere, those kill satellites. I'd like to kill one. Like, I wish I could salvage one, honestly. That would be brilliant. That gave me another autocannon. Except I wouldn't use it for that. I really want to put a couple of autocannons on this fighter. Autocannons for key to the trigger, and then a gat on top to provide case, and then we're good. You see? Yeah, this episode took a little bit longer than I expected, but I really want to get this salvage sorted before we call it an episode. That was really the whole goal of this episode, was to try to find some salvage and get started on the recovery process. And if possible, maybe make it to the location where our base is going to start out at, and then we can have this ship to be able to do the salvage runs instead of doing the Lupus. Lupus is basically our mobile base, and it's the only place where we can respawn, so we have to be really, really careful with it, honestly. Otherwise, it could be the end of the series. We do have permadeath going on, and pretty much every single series I do, basically. So yeah, that's a... If I can't respawn, that's a series ender for any of my series. What? Wait, no. You... Okay, no problem. Back to the ship we go. Alright, I don't know that I got very many large tubes out of this deal. What is that? Okay, I'm really curious what that is. That's a rock, but what is that? Is that really a rock, or is that a ship? Oh, snap. Yeah, we don't go there. Yeah, we're not going there. Nope. Nope. That's gonna get me killed. I was like, yeah, is that a ship? Yeah, it is a ship, but it's the wrong kind of ship. It's the kind of ship that's gonna fill you full of lead and high explosive uranium-tipped missiles. You don't want any of that. That will make me go poof. I'm not okay going poof. There's so many bad guys around here. This is like the pirates own this neighborhood. I mean, they really do. And they're quiet, too. That's the part that's crazy. Alright, what do we got? Let's go, let's go. Alright. Yep. Just grids. And... yeah, there's really nothing there that's gonna help me with any of this, really. I think we pretty much, all we really need in any of these things is steel tubes. So let's just go ahead and drop this over there and see if we got any steel tubes in here.
Meteor storm inbound.
Shush, suit lady. I don't want to hear it. Oh wait, let's use this first. Yeah, I figured the bulk of that could be used for that. Alright, let's put the rest of that in there. Boom, boom. And we've got all kinds of large tubes. So let's go and grab 20 of those. Actually, go with a little more than that. And we have detector components, so let's go ahead and set up 20 of those. So we'll need those. And, oh, yeah. Alright. Good shooting, Tex. Ah, good gravy. Alright. Gyros up. Okay. Alright, let's go ahead and do that. Do that. And I can do that. Yeah, I'm on purposely avoiding anything that requires computer chips because that's stuff that I'm going to have to configure once it's done. And I will be ready to do that when I'm ready to do that. Nice. It should have some pretty good maneuverability even when loaded, ideally. So it doesn't carry as much as that miner that I've got in the other series, so I'm hoping that this will be a really good configuration for this. I do need to practice more on my ships on, surface-based ships. Alright, so we'll drop a couple more of those in there just in case, and yeah, we're golden. That's good. So let's stop in here and pick up some energy. Whoa, we're frosty. Okay, that means it's cold in here. Oh, it's warm with no O2. Okay. Nice. Good to know it's warm in here, but you can't breathe. That means we need to have I need to have an H2O2 gen, and we need to figure out where that's going to go. That is the other problem. Where will that go? I really don't have a spot for it here. I did not consider that in my plans. Well, damn. Ooh, idea. I know where I can put it. Okay, so we're gonna set this on one side. Okay, so here's the deal. We'll do a 3-high engine assembly, and then we'll put it up against the side, and we'll just run it in with if we do it like this, and then we can pipe it in. Now the question is, where do we pipe it in at? Aha. I don't want to pipe anything into that upper connector because that's probably not going to be there. So ideally we'd pipe it into that cargo spot, but if we do that, we're going to have to get rid of this engine here, because that is central to there, but it is probably our best bet. If we do that, we could put a access point on the side, and that would allow us to be able to get access to externally to and use that to replenish our air tanks, which is actually a smart move. So that leaves me to wonder, where do we put the... How big is that H2O2 gen? Alright, so it is 3-high. So that's how it's going to stick up like that. But it does mean that if I set it like that, it would definitely fit okay. because it would go directly into it and plug in. And we could actually set the engine on the same side, but if we did that, we'd have to plumb that differently. I'm not sure how that would work. But we could set up our H2 on that side. I mean, I don't know. I was thinking maybe a cargo hold for weapons and stuff would look really cool on that side. Oh, wait a minute. We're going to have those wings in place. Ah, that's right. We're going to have the wings down here. Let's go ahead and get those in place so I can get an idea of what that's going to look like. Because that's going to play a difference too. Like that. We could do it like that. That would work. Alright, cool. That means we could definitely do this. So that means this one is going to have to be emptied. Isn't it that one? Oh. It's this one. Where the hell is it? Oh, no, I had it right. It was the lower one. Yeah, it was the lower one. That's right. Alright, it was this one right here. Oh, no. Oh, ha, ha, ha. I see what we got going on. Yeah, that's not going to work. Because... That's not going to work because I have that set up to go horizontal and vertical. Ouch. Okay, so we go with plan B. Well, the good news is those will stay that way. Even though that would be the perfect spot to put it. Like, seriously perfect spot to put it. But if I put that there... Oh, wait. We could do it if we took out this and then we ran conduit up. And even if that was there, we could actually take that out of there at some point and just continue the conduit over. And that would provide the necessary amount. We'd have to take this top one off, though. And we'd have to take the top battery off on this side. But if we did that, we could also have the hydrogen engine on this side as well. And if we did the hydrogen engine on this side, we could set it up sticking out that way. And then the hydrogen engine could hype into that, and that would provide us with additional energy. If we wanted to do a hydrogen engine on that side, or, yeah, that would work. Yeah, and that would give it, or even a, we could even do a, actually, I don't think I have an extra survival kit, but if I had an extra survival kit, that would be a good place to put it. Yeah. Being long range and all that. Yeah, I like that. That would actually work really well, but then what would I do with the thrusters? Well, I could put the thrusters on the base. Right down here. Yeah, that works. I like it. Alright, let's do it. We'll pull these thrusters down. And I'll greeble it and all that fun stuff, don't worry. Yeah, see, we could put the thrusters on this side here. Right here. 1 and 2. Actually, that looks really cool. Like totally framing it in the engines. That's nice. That's really sweet. Okay, perfect. So we do that, then that leaves that open. And then we can just take out this battery here. And that just needs comps, which we can get out of here, I'm pretty sure. Yep, there's some comps right there. And then we just run it up there. And then we can run the engine, and if we have an engine there, we can put it there, or whatever we want to put there. I like that. That's really cool. Actually, that's where I think I'll put the, actually I'm not going to put the engines there. Because this is going to be the access point for our other stuff. So I think this would be a great spot, actually, for a weapon rack. Ah, we need, yeah. Put a weapon rack and a first aid kit or something like that over here maybe, or something. But, yeah, that's where we're going to put those. Okay, whoops. I need that. Alright, let's go ahead and get a charge up on our energy and back to salvage 2 for more salvage. I think this is where we're going to get the GAT. We'll bring that back, get that set up, and then we're going to shred out the rest of that all the way up to the battery. And then we're going to call it an episode. So we're charged up. Let's go. Let's get this done. All in a day's work. Oh yeah, thank you. I still haven't eaten. It's a fasting day for the character. Oh no, she'll have a meal before she hits the rack. Alright, what do we got down there? What's coming up? It's a kill satellite. You know, that thing is so annoying. Should probably take it out. Hey, maybe we'll do a fighter, a dogfight, and go after the kill satellites with our fighter. Which reminds me, I probably should cover it in heavy armor. Just in case it... Because not that I expect it to be combat, but there might be. I have to assume that there's a good chance that I could run into a problem, and we're going to go small grid, runabout type things. Maybe have a following. Maybe we'll have some wingmen. And engines on. Alright, let's go get the rest of this stuff. I'm pretty sure we got a seat there and no more crates. Oh, maybe there is a crate here. Oh, just that. Alright, we'll take that. We'll take that after we get the GAT. Alright, GAT, you're mine. We're leaving. You're gonna get installed. You are being installed. Alright, now, let's see what we got. Oh, we got plenty of room. I say that right before I hit another heavy armor piece. And how we do in our room? Ah, we still got enough room for this. How we do in our room? Maybe enough for this. I don't think we got enough to get all of it, but we'll try. Wow, really? We might be able to get all of it. Maybe. Drop the scrap, I think. Yeah, we'll drop the scrap. Don't need it. But that'll do. Hey, alright, we did it. Alright, so we're going to keep track of our salvages, but we're not going to... Alright, so that's... Oh, we had another salvage 2, salvage 3, salvage 6. So the next one will be salvage 7. We'll have 7 salvages so far in the series. Actually, there'd be salvage 8. This would be the 8th salvage we've had. I know it seems kind of silly to keep track. I like it. It kind of makes it really cool, I think. I also like to track, you know, how far we've been, where we've gone. Sometimes it's nice to do that. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and head back to the ship at this point. We're going to apply the salvage directly to the fighter, get that set up. And then next episode, we'll get this fighter finished. We'll get it labeled. We'll give a name for it. We'll go ahead and get all the other greeble and bells and whistles and paint job and everything finished up on it. And then we will go to the number 4 ice location and see if that's suitable for a base like I think it is. And if it is, we'll go ahead and get started with a nice steel platform to set the ship down on, and with a connector situation going on, and then that way we'll be able to utilize the power of the ship and the materials easily in our base construction and get a good asteroid base build. So let's go ahead and get up here and see about our fighter and get the rest of this stuff done. So we're going to go ahead and get the weapon system in place. Alright, that's something. Wow. Okay, that's like really like high tech. I I don't know how I feel about that, honestly. That's crazy looking. Alright. It almost looks like something like the web would have. Alright. We have power cells. Alright, and we have a power cell. Let's go ahead and see what else we got going on. Yeah, we got computer parts. Finish our timer blocks. Timer blocks are finished. Theoretically, we should be able to fly the ship as it is right now. Alright, let's go ahead and get that in place. And then we'll go ahead and get that in place. And then we're going to go ahead and get basic task block. Alright, now what else we got? We got enough that we can be able to do our first aid kit. So, I'm thinking right here. I wonder if we can do a first aid kit right here and a weapon rack. Like right there. So when I hop out, I got what I need right there. First aid. Weapon rack. Alright, and then over here, this is where we'll have our, this is where we're going to put our event controllers. Event controller will go right here. 1 and 2. Alright, cool. And I think that's pretty much all of it. So let's go ahead and load up the cargo hold here with the rest of the materials, because we'll use those for the greebling and all that other stuff. And that loads up the autocannon, which that weapon becomes our weapon system to help defend against bad guys. So it works out really well. Alright, that's not bad. I wonder if I should get it over onto a, if we put it down here, where is that? If we put it down here on that, which, wow, I have another cockpit here? Huh. Okay. Well, anyway, like I was saying, if we go ahead and put it on here right there, then we might be in a better position to just charge off of the ship's batteries, and that might be a smarter option, being as how we can actually fly it right now. So I think we're going to go ahead and do that right now. So let's go ahead and set up our gyros, and we'll set up all of our thruster assemblies. Let's get it parked on the, and I can't transfer materials or air, but we can at least get power and get those batteries charged up. Alright, so we're gonna call this, flight. This is the flight section. Alright. Oh man, did I not include that one thruster? Why do I always do that? It's very frustrating. Okay, on flight, let's go down there and see if we actually included it or not. Nope, we did not. Always one. Save. Alright, cool. Alright. And this will help add also to the firepower on this side of the ship, honestly. Even though the other side actually could use firepower too, I think this is better because this will allow us to be able to charge up with ship's energy. There we go. Alright, let's go ahead and go to flight. Okay, we're at flight. Flight goes off. And then we're gonna go to bat. Let's go to bat. Not vat, bat. And then on there, we're gonna go down to warfare battery 1, warfare battery 2, small, small, small. Switch them all to recharge. Out. There we go. Now that should function just fine. We're connected really good. That's perfect. And anything that comes in on that side is going to get tagged, so that's okay. And then now this side here, that is our weak spot. We have literally only one GAT, but we do have dorsal and ventral coverage, so that'll be good. So while we're trying to get some rest, we'll be okay. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and call this an episode. Thank you so much for joining me. I know it was a little bit longer episode, but we had a few things to do this time. So we're going to go ahead and make it back here. We're going to close it off, which is going to seal us up for some oxygen. And it'll be warm, comfortable, and then we're going to go ahead and call it a night. Yeah, we're going to sleep. We're skipping food. We'll eat double tomorrow. And the kill satellite, well, you're just going to have to ignore the kill satellites. They're circling the ship like sharks. Anyways, thank you so much for joining me, and we'll see you next time. Keep on building. You know the deal. Like, subscribe, all that stuff. Keep bringing you this content. If you like it, leave comments in the comment section too. If you have any ideas, any things you may have seen that I didn't see, any ideas you might have for the builds, or possibly even some ideas for future series or directions this one could go. Anyways, thank you so much for joining me. See you next time.